with the latest edition of 6-inch figures coming to the GIJoe line, and the talk of Jazzwares and the Fortnite figures incorporating GIJoe into their offerings, which we now know that that's not exactly the case. I decided to go ahead and pick up the Duke knockoff, at least that's what it looks like, from the Fortnite series of figures. It is a 6-inch figure that's very reminiscent of Duke. And this figure's name is Jonesy. No skin, no problem. 6-inch figure, 7 accessories. This is 1/12 scale. I'm going to be doing more videos on more 1/12 scale 6-inch figures in the future. I have some pretty cool things coming. So let's take a look at the back of the box here. It shows other figures that are in the line. And as with the the 3 3/4 inch Jazzwares figure, the Fortnite figure that I did a video on, there is no bio or anything for this figure. So I'm going to do something a little bit different as far as how I show this. This will be the first time in this format for this video, but I'm going to give you first person perspective of opening the box and messing with the figure, and we'll discuss at that point. Okay, first person perspective of the figure opening. There may be a little bit of echo in this room. I'm actually doing this in my my studio room. So I'm going to cut the tape. I don't want to tear up the packaging because he's probably going to go right back in it. So it's just little clear disc-shaped stickers that hold that together. Just that. So we got another one here. All right. That was easy enough. And this entire insert will just pull out. Should just pull out. Like so. And then you have your tray with the figure, and this is nothing. This is just a background, as you can see there. Then you have the figure tray. Looks like this is attached. Yeah, it's glued in. The Fortnite logo is glued into the tray. And so is the Legendary Series logo. It comes with a backpack. This figure has 40 points of articulation. So this is in there pretty tight. Looks like it's probably molded around it. And it'll go back in there. So here's the backpack. Looks like this is 2 pieces glued together, at least 2 pieces. This may be a 3rd piece here, the canteen, with the drag handle on top. And it's just a post like other, let's see if I can get it to focus there. That looks like it's just serial number or whatever right here, but for some reason the camera's not wanting to focus on it. All right, and then we have a medical kit. Man, these things are in there tight. So medical kit, and this has a slot. I don't know what this is for yet. We don't really have any information that comes with these figures. Has a slot on both sides. Two additional faces attached to the figurehead, different expressions. That's pretty cool. A lot of these figures come with either a different head, not these figures in particular, but a lot of the 1/12 scale figures come with different heads or different attachments to change their expressions and whatnot. No idea what this is. A plunger with a mace attachment. Kind of weird. I've never played Fortnite, so I don't know what that is. The weapons, the guns that come with these guys are pretty cool looking. More of a steampunk-esque look to them. Maybe if any of you have played Borderlands, they're a little bit reminiscent of Borderlands. Seem to be well made, decent plastic. I like the paint apps. Now for the figure. If we can pop him out of there easily. Oh, there went the pickaxe. We'll look at that in a minute. Yeah, this guy is... Yeah, I know this is noisy, but I'll try and pop that out from the back. Man, they really put them in here tight. The plastics like vacuum formed around the figure. All right, so here you have a pickaxe with a brown, quote-unquote, wooden handle with the metallic blade. And then the figure. So he has ratcheting joints, which are pretty tight, actually. The feet, the toe of the foot is articulated. The ankle is articulated with a ratcheting joint. And that also goes multiple directions there. You have the hip articulation, which, yeah, there it goes. That one moves. The knees are double jointed. And they're also ratcheting joints for additional posability. Shoulders, you have butterfly joints in the shoulders. And they're also a ratcheting joint, as well as are the elbows. I've seen some of these figures come with additional hands, and not necessarily the Fortnite figures, but some 1/12 scale figures come with different hands for different poses. Overall, I think this is a pretty cool figure. At least it seems to be so far. So the head, I'm assuming this is on a ball joint and will just pop off. Oh, there went the face. So, we'll try one of these other faces on him. That is ugly. New face. kind of weird. All right. And here's the other one. And it just pushes on like a peg and hole type thing. Interesting material that they're made out of. Oh, okay. So he also has articulated calves that rotate. That's different. So the hip rotates and so does the calf. And then, of course, he has the waist articulation. I don't really know why there would be a double articulation for the waist. That's a little different. But it's there. That appears to be a separate piece, as well as the belt around his body. I guess you'd call it a belt. The head moves up and down, side to side, and it is apparently on a ball joint. I'm not gonna put any more force into popping that off. Don't want to have any issues or anything with it. So overall, pretty neat figure. Lots of articulation, posability. He looks like a cartoony G.I. Joe. A very cartoony G.I. Joe. I mean, his legs will go all the way out to... well, the only thing stopping that one is that pouch on his leg, which does not come off. But so far, overall, a pretty cool figure. He does have a peg hole in his backpack. Hang on a second. I'm going to have to move this belt out of the way here to get the backpack on. And it's very similar to the way that they attach on other G.I. Joe type figures. It's just a peg that goes in a hole. And there you have it. That's attached. How does he hold his weapons? Not very well. But the hands are also articulated. Very cool. So we'll try this again. Yeah, it's still not gonna do a great job of, well, maybe a great job of holding the gun. I'm sure that I can manipulate him around here, and let's see if I can get him posed with it. Yeah, both hands are actually articulated, so, which is pretty interesting to me. Yeah, there it went. Not great for holding the gun. This, at least in the packaging, it appeared as though he held this well. And he really doesn't. I mean, I'm sure that if I were to mess with it a little bit more here and use all of the articulation, then he would probably do a much better job. But I'll open that hand up. Yeah, so I mean, it's just going to be there for, you know, a little bit of posability. It's going to take some work to get him to hold that right. But the butterfly joint in the chest actually works out pretty well. And this one has it too. Definitely lots of articulation with these 40 points. I don't get the point of the calf rotator. That seems kind of pointless to me, but whatever. All right, so there you have it. First person's perspective of unboxing and checking out a 6-inch Fortnite figure that's like the knockoff Duke. So this 6-inch Fortnite figure, 40 points of articulation is cool, but I can see 4 points of articulation right off the bat that could be eliminated for a much cooler figure. The calf articulation, in my opinion, this is kind of pointless, and so is the finger articulation. This isn't really needed. He'd be a lot more functional if he just had a more rubberized hand that didn't have a joint. So otherwise, we have a pretty cool figure with this. I think that he'll display well with other 6-inch figures of the type, 6-inch G.I. Joes maybe, or some of the other offerings out there. Maybe not necessarily Marvel Legends, maybe. I don't have any of those. I'm probably going to get some for videos, but I just don't have any of them yet. I have looked at some of the pre-order sets that are available on Hasbro Pulse. So if you haven't checked them out, definitely do that. Hasbro Pulse is where the new 6-inch G.I. Joe figures are available for pre-order, including a deluxe edition of Snake Eyes, which is very cool. So don't be afraid to buy these 6-inch figures from Fortnite. Check them out, maybe use them for customs. I know a lot of people are customizing these and making them G.I. Joe-esque figures and whatnot. So, but there you have it, guys. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos. I've got a lot of cool stuff coming in the mail. A lot of cool stuff coming in the mail that I'm going to share with you, including making a 6-inch custom Storm Shadow. And, yeah, but there you have it. Yo, Joe.